You are 18 years old, standing in a parking lot outside the Tel HaShomer Induction Center. The fluorescent light above you buzzes like something dying. Your mother kissed you this morning and whispered something about God. Your father said nothing. He served in Lebanon in 1982 and has not spoken about it since. You are holding a draft notice. You do not understand yet that this paper is the first page of a story that will take you from the dust of a military base in the Negev to the Prime Minister's residence on Balfour Street in Jerusalem, and then to a place much darker than either. Level 1, Turai, private. They shave your head. They hand you olive green fatigues that smell like someone else's fear. You are assigned a TAVR TAR-21, 5.56 NATO, serial number stamped into the receiver. You will memorize it faster than your own ID. 14 weeks in the Negev. You wake at 4:30. You run 8 kilometers before the sun crawls over the desert. Your drill sergeant is 20 and already looks 40. Your pay is 1,987 shekels a month, about $530 US. That is what your existence is worth on paper. You do not think about killing. You think about sleep. Violence is still a silhouette on a cardboard target. You cannot imagine pulling the trigger on anything that breathes. That will change. Someone noticed you during a live fire exercise when the soldier next to you panicked and you stayed calm. They sent you to officer training school at Bahad 1. 6 months of tactical theory and sleep deprivation designed to crack you open. You graduate. They hand you command of 30 soldiers. Level 2, Segen Mishne, 2nd Lieutenant. You are 20 years old. First deployment, the West Bank. Checkpoint duty near Kalandia. 12-hour shifts. Thousands of Palestinians pass through. Women with groceries. Old men with work permits. Children who stare at your rifle the way kids in other countries stare at toys. You are making decisions that determine whether a man gets to his dialysis appointment in East Jerusalem. Your salary is around 8,000 shekels. You send some home. The first time someone throws a rock at your patrol, it misses. The second time, it opens a cut above your eyebrow. A boy, no older than 12, sprints down an alley. You wipe the blood with your sleeve and keep standing. Something cracks inside you. You do not notice it yet. Level 3, Seren, Captain. You command a company. 120 soldiers. Night raids in Jenin. The orders arrive at 2200 hours. You breach a door at 2:17. A family of 6 inside. A man in his underwear. A woman clutching a toddler so tightly the child cannot breathe. The weapons cache is 4 rusted pistols under a floor tile. You bag them. Photograph. Leave. The toddler never cried. That silence will follow you for 20 years. Your salary is around 14,000 shekels. A small apartment in Beersheba. A girlfriend who says you are present but unreachable. She is correct. You start to understand something no one says out loud. The IDF is not just an army. It is a political machine. Every general becomes a politician. Every war becomes a campaign platform. The boys bleeding in the field are building someone's career. You do not know yet that the someone will be you. Level 4, Sgan Aluf, Lieutenant Colonel. You command a battalion. 600 soldiers. Briefings with brigadier generals in rooms with maps on the walls and coffee that tastes like it was brewed during the Yom Kippur War. Your salary is 22,000 shekels. Your wife has learned to sleep alone. Your son is 3 and thinks you live inside a phone. You participate in a major operation in Gaza. Smoke over apartment blocks. A UN spokesperson says disproportionate. You do not watch the coverage. You are writing after-action reports in a language designed to make death sound administrative. A colonel pulls you aside. He says you have a future beyond the army. He means politics. You pretend not to understand, but you do. You have watched every chief of staff since Rabin walked from the Kiryah straight into the Knesset. The path is worn smooth. You begin collecting contacts, defense ministry officials, journalists who owe favors, businessmen who want military contracts. You do not think of it as corruption. You think of it as preparation. Everyone does it. That is what you tell yourself at 2 o'clock when you cannot sleep. Level 5. Aluf, Major General. You command a division. Tanks. Artillery. Air support on speed dial. You sit in the General Staff Forum arguing about threats most citizens do not know exist. Your salary is 45,000 shekels, plus housing, a car, a driver, and a security detail that follows you to the grocery store. You have been involved in decisions that cost lives. Not in the abstract. In the specific way where you carry a small notebook with dates and initials in the inner pocket of your dress uniform. Nobody knows about it. Party leaders invite you to private dinners. They test your positions, hawkish enough for the right, pragmatic enough for the center. You learn to speak in a language that says everything and nothing. This is the most important skill in Israeli politics. You retire at 42. The ceremony is brief, a folded flag. Your son stands at attention, imitating something he saw you do once, and that gesture nearly breaks you. Level 6, Member of Knesset. You join a party. Center right. National security platform. Your face on billboards next to the word strength. Your military record is your resume. The night raid in Jenin is now a paragraph in your biography, scrubbed clean of the family and the silent toddler. You win a seat. The Knesset hallways smell like carpet cleaner and ambition. Your salary is 45,000 shekels with allowances. But the real currency is influence. Committee seats. Media appearances. The ability to deliver a line on camera that makes 9 million people feel safe. You vote on military budgets you helped design. You sit on the Foreign Affairs and Defense Committee. Your son is a teenager asking questions about Gaza. You give him the official version. He does not believe you. He should not. Level 7. Minister of Defense. The Prime Minister appoints you because he needs a general in the cabinet. You sit in the Kiryat, the same headquarters where you once stood as a lieutenant colonel. Now, the chair is leather, and the coffee is better, and the decisions are worse. Salary, 55,000 shekels. A convoy of 3 armored vehicles. 12 bodyguards. You have not walked alone on a street in 4 years. You approve operations from a screen. Drone footage in real time. The targets are gray shapes on a green display. They do not look like people. That is the architecture of modern power. Enough distance that the blood never touches your hands, only your signature. Corruption is not a single moment. It is a gradient. A donor pays for your wife's flight to Paris. A contractor gives your son an internship paying 3 times the market rate. A man at a fundraiser hands you an envelope and says, "For the campaign." You take it because everyone takes it. The system runs on envelopes and the unspoken agreement that power has a price. You tell yourself your motives are pure. Every corrupt man in history said the same thing. Level 8, Prime Minister. You win. Not cleanly. You form a coalition with parties you despise by making promises you cannot keep. You move into the residence on Balfour Street. Bulletproof windows. A garden visible through security cameras. Salary, 65,000 shekels. But money is meaningless. You are the most powerful person in a country of 9 million surrounded by enemies on 3 sides and armed with 200 nuclear warheads that officially do not exist. You authorize airstrikes in Syria at 4 o'clock, attend a memorial at 9 o'clock, and give a speech about peace at 14 o'clock. None of these contradict each other because you hold every position simultaneously, like a quantum particle that only collapses into a single state when observed. The paranoia is total, not assassination, though the Shin Bet briefs you weekly on threats. Political paranoia. Everyone wants your chair. Coalition partners. Party rivals. The Attorney General building a case about those envelopes, those flights, those favors that seemed small when they happened and now look enormous on the front page of Haaretz. Your son does not call. He works for an NGO opposing your policies. He changed his surname. You found out from a security briefing. You launch operations to distract from investigations. You reshuffle the cabinet to punish disloyalty. You cannot tell any more where the statesman ends and the survivor begins. It comes the way it always comes. Not with a bullet, though 3 prime ministers before you met that end or nearly did. It comes with paper. 3 counts. Bribery. Fraud. Breach of trust. The Attorney General reads the charges in a monotone. And your life divides into before and after. The end, the reckoning. Or maybe it comes the other way. The motorcade takes a route leaked by someone inside. Or the cardiac arrest at 3 o'clock in the residence, face down on classified documents, decades of stress converting your heart into scar tissue beat by beat. Either way, you end up in a room you cannot leave. If it is prison, it is a cell in Masiyahu, where the fluorescent light hums the same frequency as the one in that parking lot 40 years ago. If it is the other ending, it is a state funeral with eulogies by the same people who tried to destroy you 6 months earlier. The country moves on. A new coalition. A new prime minister. Another general who tasted power in an armored vehicle in the West Bank and chased it all the way to Balfour Street. And somewhere in Tel Aviv, an 18-year-old boy stands in a parking lot. The fluorescent light buzzes. His mother kissed him this morning. His father said nothing. He is holding a piece of paper. He does not know what is coming, but you do. And that is the thing that will never let you sleep.